Mike Pompeo recently had a very public meltdown, of which we have some of the audio, during an interview with NPR reporter Mary Louise Kelly. So she asked him some pretty tough questions about Ukraine, and he did not like it. So why don't we jump to that first video? You'll see, get an idea of what I'm talking about.
People who work for you in your department, people who have resigned from this department under your leadership, saying you should stand up
well, I don't
for
know.
the diplomats who work here.
I don't know who these unnamed sources are you're referring to. I can tell you this.
These are not unnamed sources. This is your senior advisor, Michael McKinley, a career Foreign Service officer with 4 decades experience, who testified under oath that he resigned in part due to the failure of the State Department to offer support to Foreign Service employees caught up in the impeachment inquiry on Ukraine.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on things that Mr. McKinley may have said. I'll say only this. I have defended every State Department official. We've built a great team. The team that works here is doing amazing work around the world.
Where have you defended Marie Yovanovitch?
I've defended every single person on this team. I've done what's right for every single person on this team.
Can you point me toward your remarks where you have defended Marie Yovanovitch?
I've said all I'm going to say today. Thank you.
So yeah, the thing is, Yovanovitch, obviously she was ousted after like a Rudy Giuliani-led Parnas-Fruman sort of scheme to get Trump to hate her. And along the way might have been spied upon, stalked, and there might have been a plan to potentially assassinate her. And he can't even pretend to care about that. No. And so great follow-up questions there. Yep. He is not as smart as he thinks he is. His ability to navigate that sort of interaction, he's just not as quick-witted, as clever as he thinks he is. And in the end, he apparently went crazy. We're gonna have a little bit more, and I'll let you guys get in.
Well, the problem is they're used to just saying something that's very surface, and then media members or anyone else just listens to them and moves on. And then so when they get a follow-up, or then he said, I can throw this at them, and they won't have any answer to it. But the preparation for, okay, I need to prep for how this person is gonna lie because they are a well-known liar. So she had information readily available for him to say, I don't know who these unnamed sources are. I have a name for you. So then after that, then it's like, well, I'm not gonna talk about that, what he may have said. It continues down this line of denying the reality of the situation. So then that's where you'll get to where the anger comes from. It comes to now, how dare you hold me accountable? I'm Mike Pompeo, which by the way, the same Mike Pompeo, according to the releases from Bolton's book, was one of the 2 or 3 guys that was telling Trump, hey, what are you doing with this whole Ukraine holding up of aid? This guy, this way, he's one of them. He's one of them who said, hey, Donald, you might wanna, what are you doing? And he had to answer to it, now he's gotta defend it. So it's even harder for someone to lie for a guy who they were trying to stop from doing what they have to now lie about. So he's getting mad.
Yeah. Mike Pompeo is underrated as like one of the biggest psychopaths in the entire Trump administration. I mean, he is like one of these like blood and soil, America's involved in a holy war against the evil Muslims. Like he believes like in an American jihad, 100%. And he's used to going on all these like insane right-wing shows all the time. And that was like his favorite thing to do, to go on like Frank Gaffney's show and Rush Limbaugh, whatever. So like the fact that he goes on NPR and gets, again, like credit to the NPR reporter, but it's not like, it wasn't the toughest interview I've ever seen in my life. And he just has an absolute meltdown at the lightest pushback. It's just, frankly, you'll have to see it.
Yeah, you're totally right. I think that because he stands next to Trump, we think, oh, Mike Pompeo, maybe not so bad. But like, no, he's a really bad guy. And honestly, like, there's different types of Republicans, obviously, but like his type reminds you that like the Rex Tillerson, I'm just in this to make a quick buck thing. There's worse.
Yeah, this guy is a true believer. This guy is a blood and soil. Let's just kill them all.
Yeah, Tillerson just wants the oil in the soil. He's not so much. He doesn't want to invest it with blood. Now, as a result of the sort of interactions you saw, a question specifically about whether he owes an apology to Marie Yovanovitch. According to Kelly, he shouted at me for about the same time as the 9-minute interview itself had lasted. This is later in his room. He was not happy to have been questioned about Ukraine. He asked, do you think Americans care about Ukraine? He used the F word in that sentence and many others. And then this is where it gets funny. He asked if I could find Ukraine on a map. I said yes. He called out for his aides to bring him a map of the world with no writing, no countries marked. I pointed to Ukraine. He put the map away. He said, people will hear about this.
No, they won't. No, they will from her telling the story.
Bless the polite NPR people that the thing that they're outraged by is that he used the F word.
Just naughty.
He used the F word, guys.
In that sentence and others.
Yeah, many times, more than one time.
I just love the idea that he like turns to his aides, get the map. And the aides just like, God, I can't go one day without the map.
Well, I'm sorry, this is one of those things where you should take some cues. So if you're gonna challenge someone and say, hey, I bet you can't find a rock on a map, and then someone goes, okay, that's when you go, that was a little bit too confident. I think I'm gonna stop right here and go, okay, well, sure, you can find it. Just believe them. Because if you go to the step of making them prove it, now you're in a complete corner and you have to go, somebody's gonna hear about this. Which, by the way, I think we mentioned this before. Hey, let's go ahead and have old Donnie find Ukraine on a map and see if he can pull that feat off. He's asking that question because the people he's surrounded by can't do it.
Yeah. Let's see if Donald Trump can sing the national anthem. There's like, if I had a chance to interview Trump, that's like the first thing I would ask him.
That's way too tough.
That's a gotcha.
He was in an interview and he was asked, they said, you're a big Bible guy, right? And he's like, yes. They were like, so which do you like better, the old or the new? And he was like, both. You can't pick a testament?
Yeah, just pick one, who cares?
Like, American Christians will be fine with either, really. Like, you're on the new, but you could do either.
There was, I'm sorry, last thing, John, I'm sorry, because there was something, the way that came off, I wish we could have seen or heard the way the map discussion came. It's like, I've heard about these stories of people that get into fights, and the guy you don't want to get in a fight with is the one who's quiet and calm. The one who's all up, throwing his hands around and ready to push, ready to fight, that guy, it's okay to fight him. The one who, when somebody says, hey, you want to go outside? He goes, okay. You go, maybe we shouldn't go outside. This is way too much of a routine.
Yeah, the loud guy's like, yeah, if it wasn't for, I got like a shoulder injury in my basketball game last week, I would kick your ass. Then like tell your cousin to like hold me back.
The guy who's ready, quietly ready, is the one you don't want to mess with.
He's the guy that leave you like bloody on the floor saying, people will hear of this. So, okay, he also put out a public statement after this, and I'm not gonna read the entire thing, I'm gonna skim it, but he said, NPR reporter Mary Louise Kelly lied to me twice. First last month in setting up our interview, and then again yesterday in agreeing to have our post-interview conversation off the record. She apparently did neither of those things. We have some receipts on that as well. It is shameful that this reporter chose to violate the basic rules of journalism and decency and then insert a bunch of stuff attacking the media, but the important thing is at the bottom. It is worth noting that Bangladesh is not Ukraine.
Whoa.
Which is the sort of, like general factoid that you would tweet or something. But no, there he specifically means the map thing, she got it wrong and she pointed to Bangladesh. Which, just in case you're not like up on your geography, I Google Maps'd it. They're pretty far apart. Now, yes, some people might still make a mistake there, but probably not someone with a master's degree in European studies from Cambridge University. I think she probably got it. What a ridiculous claim to make. What a laughable. It should be below anyone in government service, particularly someone who's working for Donald Trump.
I just find it hilarious also, like Mike Pompeo defending the sacred rules of journalism.
No,
not the rules of journalism.
Decency and honesty. Keep it real.
Well, you said back in the day he would always be on like journalistic enterprises like Rush Limbaugh. Don't miss your chance to win a trip to Los Angeles and have dinner with Cenk, Anna, and me. Just head to tyt.com/dinner in LA to register to win. Sign up for a free Aspiration Spend and Save account. Register your eligibility. Swipe your Aspiration card on daily purchases to gain entries to win a chance to fly to LA and have dinner with the TYT hosts. Not only are you entering to win that dinner in LA with Cenk and Anna and myself, but you're also able to deposit your hard-earned money without it going towards fossil fuel exploration or production. And as a friendly reminder, even if you already have an Aspiration account, you must still first register to be eligible for the sweepstakes.